Anne Svensson, author of article School Uniforms, Pros and Cons, stated, "From California to Boston, some of the nation's largest school districts now have adopted uniform policies. In New York City alone, more than 500,000 elementary schools students will be wearing them by next fall. Many people look down on uniforms, saying it constricts students' individuality and self-expression. However, across the country, many schools have positive outcomes from enforcing a uniform policy. I believe all schools, kindergarten through 12th grade, should institute a uniform policy because it equalizes students, lowers conflicts and distractions, and helps students take class more seriously." In many public schools, the school is filled with students of multiple races, family backgrounds, and wealth levels. Dr. Alan Hiffler, senior psychologist at a children's and adolescents unit at a medical center in Brooklyn, stated, "Uniforms do eliminate competition, pressure, and assault perpetrated by older kids onto younger kids for their sneakers and other possessions. They also allow some kids to focus better, especially in the lower grades. School uniforms help students feel equal to each other no matter what they are wearing, or where they were raised, or what clothing line their family could afford." Barbara Pytel, author of article Dress Codes in Schools, states, "This custom used to be reserved for private and Catholic schools, but public schools are finding some positive results. When students wear uniforms to school, no one can tell who has more money. The latest expensive jean can't be shown off with a new designer polo. This concept allows students not to have to worry on who is judging their clothing, and they're focusing now more on schoolwork. Uniforms not only equalize students, but it also lowers conflicts and distractions in the classroom." Anne Svensson also stated in her article, "California's Long Beach Unified Urban School District adopted a mandatory uniform policy in 1994. Since then, crime has dropped by a total of 76%, while attendance has reached its all-time high. In schools, crime is often reported. Adopting a uniform policy would assist in lowering the amount of crime due to there being less places for personal possessions in their clothing. Uniforms eliminate distractions coming from being judged by other students and allow students to focus better in class. Some students act out in class, striving for attention, but uniforms will lessen this." Anthony Poet, assistant principal at Pueblo del Sol Middle School in Arizona, recently instituted a uniform policy in his school. He's the first to agree that kids don't like the uniform policy. But he noted that the same kids who said they hated the policy also said they're glad to have it. One student confirms, "Uniforms make school safer, but I don't like them." Since his school began requiring uniforms, Poet has documented a remarkable drop in the disciplinary problems. Finally, uniforms help students take the classroom more seriously. In an interview with Judy Lanciati, Vice Principal of Student Affairs at Mount DeSales Academy, an all-girls Catholic school in Catonsville, Maryland, she stated, "Dress is a major component of how a person acts. If a student is dressed properly, they will take their surrounding situation seriously. However, if they're coming to school in their PJs, they're more likely to be thinking about going to bed rather than what the grade they're going to get in that class." I also interviewed Mary Linz, alumna of Mount DeSales Academy. She stated, "At first, I hated the uniform policy. Freshman year, I changed out of mine as fast as possible. But over the years, I came to appreciate it because I didn't have to worry about what to wear, and I could just go straight to activities without changing, and it was socially acceptable." Overall, uniforms bring a positive outcomes to schools. Many people look down on the uniforms, but having experienced both sides, not having worn a uniform until high school, I have seen uniforms unite the schools and help the overall academic learning. So next time you're given the choice between uniforms or not, choose uniforms.